getting to is this. People are concerned, and reasonably, genuinely so, that how come his arrest did not happen at any time between October 2022, when you announced that you are investigating these matters, but only after he had authored a report which became public, in which report he had named a number of people. And the public doesn't get the sense that the people he named are being investigated just like him.
Samson, I'll repeat again. I've stated this. Had he not come out to grant interviews, had he not come out to say this, that, no one would have even known. He showed up. You know, when this should I say furor commenced, people actually thought it happened a few days ago. I'm sure you even thought, oh, it happened that day.
Very day, on the Thursday.
It was weeks ago.
On the 16th.
Yes, weeks ago.
Of May.
Yes, weeks. Today is the 10th of June. It was weeks ago when he appeared. He attended the office of the special prosecutor. As I said, I keep talking about this.
A media house made a publication before we heard his voice. Is that not what happened? How did this get leaked? If what you do is to protect your as it were, subjects, so that there's no prejudice against them, as you said.
I'm not pointing fingers at people. But sometimes people come to us. We haven't said anything. They go out and there are media people waiting for them, as if they brought them. Come talk to them. Listen to what I'm not saying on this matter, not what I'm saying. Listen to what I haven't said, not what I have said. Sometimes, when you direct people to come, they actually come with media people in the background. Immediately they come out. All of a sudden, from my perch in the office, I see everything, have a panoramic view of everything happening. And all of a sudden, media people will just show up on the grounds there, and then they are talking to the media. Once again, I'm saying, listen to what I haven't said. It may be very, very instructive. You see, now to your question, the specific question you asked. I also have a question. What time is the right time for me to direct the head of this dissolved committee to attend to us, to answer questions? What time is the right time? I would say that this was a luckless coincidence. Luckless coincidence. And I'm saying a luckless coincidence because of the events of the past few days. That's all. What time is a good time? I told you that...
You seem to suggest the time was not the best because of what has happened after their
No, I'm saying it. I'm saying that because of the events of the past few days, people think that the timing was not good. I don't see it that way. And that is why I'm asking that question. What time is the best time? And because of the events of the past few days, that is why I'm characterizing this timing as a luckless coincidence. So I'm only saying that it is just a coincidence. And that, once again, every person who had dealings with this committee, every person they dealt with, every person who has a complaint against them is showing up before us. Told you, it's a list of people. Once again, I'll state, had the professor not come out to grant interviews, you wouldn't have known that he had come to us weeks ago. Now, go back and check our record, at least since I became special prosecutor from August 2021. I don't put out these things. Unless you give me cause. For instance, we've directed you to show up and you are not showing up. I could declare you a wanted person if we cannot locate you.
Like the case of Charles Bisu, who has been trying to fight your invitation in the court, and we learned on Friday, is it that there was an arrest warrant, which his lawyer has said he will not attend, he will not honor.
Oh, you want me to respond to that? I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I mean, you know me. You know me very well. I don't engage in legal debates like that with people who defend people who come before me. I mean, you're at liberty to sit in the comfort of your office and elevate yourself into the law. But of course, you know, your client may eventually suffer the consequences of your actions.
What his lawyer has been saying in the public lends credence to the complaints and helps people to say, okay, it may be the case that in your office, you are doing things in, as he said, military manner, not consistent with the Constitution. That's what his lawyer has been saying in the media. And I was surprised to hear that and will be very shocked to confirm that, because I remember that there were situations that we had to attend to BNI for our clients and they were breaching the law and you were livid about it.
Oh, not too long ago, I even complained about the fact that the picture was taken. Someone also showed up and said, oh, kudos to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the way we respect the rights of those who show up before us. We are very transparent. We are very plain. Everyone who comes there is treated with utmost respect. How many institutions will write you such a nice letter, directing you to come, showing you where to come and you don't keep people there unnecessarily time they are
What about a nice letter if it's a direction that you don't have a choice?
Oh, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Yes, because if you don't honor it, there are consequences to that.
Yes, that was a joke.
Which means you will actually move in there and arrest.
And that's why I'm saying that if you follow your lawyer sitting in his office, a lawyer who arrogates to himself the powers of the law, and sit in office and you follow the lawyer in respect of these things, and we ask you to show up and you don't show up, there are legal consequences to pay. And mind you, your lawyer will not be paying those consequences. It is you who will be paying those consequences. But something, we do not conduct ourselves in a military style. I'm only saying, if you give us the cause, we will come for you. If you give us the cause, we will storm your premises. But we hardly ever do that. And I have been at pains to explain that I withhold my hand so as not to show the power too much. I withhold my hand. And we treat people with civility. It is all because of the reputations of people. You might stigmatize them. You might destroy their reputations. And that is why when the professor was directed to show up, we didn't say anything. My intel tells me he published the direction right upon receipt, but we didn't say anything. Have you checked our records from the past 2 years since or so since I became a special prosecutor? We don't announce left, right, center. This person has been arrested. This person has been arrested. This person. We don't do that. We don't do that. And let us say, for the sake of argument, that the office has gone for an arrest warrant from the court. Is that the military style we're talking about? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that is what the office did. Shouldn't the office rather be applauded that we are following legal processes? Is that military style? In something.
My guest is Kissi Agyebeng, who is a special prosecutor, and we are ending this interview shortly. I want to welcome your questions, those that you would normally share with us through your Twitter handle and other means. Share them, and I'll put one or two of such questions to him, and then we will be done with this encounter. There are those, and you acknowledge that in the course of this week, there are people who have come at you really very hard, and there are suggestions that you have had a friendship with the president's cousin, Gabia Sarotredako, and so people should not be surprised about the timing, that because he's falling out with the government, there is a plan to embarrass him.
Is that so? It's very preposterous. Very preposterous. See, something I said at my vetting, July 2021. I was asked about political interference. I said something. I said, I do not fear political interference because no one would dare it with me. I was talking as a person for myself and the institution I had. I do not fear political interference because no one would dare it with me. And having a president who is a first-rate lawyer, having an attorney general who is a first-rate lawyer, they wouldn't even try it. I said that. All words to that effect during my vetting. And I knew where my Achilles heel may come from. And that's one to admit it to Parliament and to the public. That what I feared most was interference or likely interference from chiefs, likely interference from pastors and religious persons. These were the kind of interferences that I feared. I knew. I'm a traditional man myself. I could be chief of my town. And if the overlord of Kwewu, if the Kwewu invites me to show up at a Benin on a Saturday morning, especially when it is Dapa, who am I to say I won't show up on the traditional level? Who am I to show up to say I won't show up? And if the Kwewu tells me that our nephew, this matter and that matter, and there they are pouring libation and all that, and you are also a traditional man, you are sitting there. Those are the kind of incantations that I could be afraid of. And so when I came in, I had to go around and tell some of these chiefs that, please, let us drink on it and let us pour libation, that you will never call me in respect of anybody. Now back to this matter. I said it is preposterous. It is preposterous because, see, the OSP, at least since I have been in charge of it, is not a weapon for settling scores. The OSP does not settle scores. The OSP does not settle scores on behalf of people and for people. You think no one offended me before I became the special prosecutor? Why then don't I use my power and go back and start making a list of all the people who crossed me or the people who fell out of favor with me, and I start going after them? That is not how you conduct business. That is not how you do things. And I do not live in isolation. Yes, I've had friends. Yes, I have friends. I keep saying, anytime I get opportunity, the Honorable Attorney General is a friend of mine. He is my mate. You know very well. We sat together in the same class for a long time, and we had association for a very long time. But that doesn't mean I'm going to settle scores for any named individual. Now, if you have your fight with someone in court, that is your kettle of fish. And something. It is because of such suggestions. That's why I characterize the timing as a luckless, one of luckless coincidence. Maybe if on my list in October 2022, I had called the professor first on my list, we wouldn't be saying this, would we? Or if I had waited and then in December 2023, if we are still in the course of the investigation, I had called him, we won't be talking about this, would we? But God forbid that I will be used to settle scores on behalf of someone or another. The government of the day does not and cannot instruct me to go after people or to embarrass them. No one has even tried that before.